Ladies and gentlemen, it's another episode. We are on the road to 50 episodes.
Yes, we are.
And all the people said,
amen.
Subscribe, like, share,
follow.
Shout out to our engineer tonight. Marcus is waiting on us to come out of the dressing room.
Okay.
We have a date to go on tonight. So we're not going to shortchange you. We're going to give the people what they want. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
We do recommend
that
you like and subscribe.
And follow.
And share, follow, all those good things. Mm-hmm. Those of you who are watching that won't subscribe because you don't want us to know that you're watching, get well soon.
Oh my God.
So for all of our well-wishers and those of you who support us, that send positive vibes and well wishes to us
and give us good feedback.
Thank you. Has it been 2 years? I think we started our first.
Yeah, at
least 2 years. Mm-hmm. So Kevin Hart said that when you start a podcast, you should commit to 50 episodes. Mm-hmm. That before you stop, before you make your mind up that you want to do it, you should determine, no matter what, hell or high water, rain, sleet, or snow,
50.
You're going to cut 50 episodes.
All right.
So
we on the road to 50.
Sickness, death, loss, grief, wins,
hospitalizations, open heart surgeries. I mean, all kind of things. Yes.
And we listen.
We still here.
I take a shower every time. We still washing. So, you want to be my maid? Your kids are so clean. No. I'm going to try not to use any pejoratives tonight. But if I do, redo.
Just be yourself.
I'm going to be me. You know what? You cannot stand two authentic people side by side and they be the same.
Exactly.
Because God don't make no duplicates.
Oh, well. Just saying.
He's so creative. There's not one snowflake that is the same. What you say?
There's not one fingerprint that's the same, even in identical twins.
Okay. So.
And you know, identical twins really aren't identical. Our eyes just can't tell the slight differences in between them.
So, we serve a big God.
Yes,
so
we do.
It is so refreshing to be ourselves.
Yeah.
This is just so refreshing.
Let me
tell you this. Then we're going to start. We got to recap. Yeah. We went to, you tell them about the quinceañera story.
No, I would love to hear your version of this.
It ain't no version. It's the facts.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys my version.
We don't have time to
do but you know versions. Why? Because we have two different perspectives.
All right.
You're proving that we're not the same, so it's all good. So our daughter had a quinceañera to go to that she was invited to over the weekend. So, I'm getting her ready, hair, lashes, outfit, the whole thing. Take her and I'm like, it's a lot of people here. Let me make sure she get in, she comfortable.
Like 250 plus.
Easy. So I walk in and I just have on a sweater and some jeans. So she's dressed up because, a quinceañera is like a dressier event. And so she's like, Mom, I don't see, all my other friends from class. I said, well, okay, let's go find, your friend whose party it is, so you can at least say hi and we'll kind of walk around and see if we find anybody. So her friend is like, you guys can sit anywhere. You're staying right. I'm looking like, I was like, sweetheart, I got on jeans and a sweater. I didn't plan on staying. So my daughter finally finds a spot where she's comfortable sitting and I can look at her and just kind of tell that she's still uncomfortable. So I said, okay, Mac, I said, me and Daddy will get dressed and then we'll come back. So we came back 25 minutes later. I had to go back to the house, put some real clothes on and
throw some brood on.
Perfume. But so we get there and we're sitting down. They feed us 3 times?
Yeah, I ate 3 times. One for the follow-up.
Yeah, they gave us 3 different meals. All of them were 10 out of 10. We enjoyed and loved them. And dessert.
And all the drinks were free.
An open bar. I'm trying to think what else.
And when you're in Rome, you can't turn down a Modelo.
Okay. I definitely can and definitely did.
I wouldn't turn it down.
He was like,
I don't want to theater.
He was no stop. I'm going to fully enjoy this whole experience, which nothing is wrong with it. But let me tell you what I loved. Okay. First of all, it was maybe I don't know. We were definitely a minority in the room. However, we were totally included in the room. Like, we just really had a good time. They did not speak English not once the whole night. But we loved it and still had fun. John and Mackenzie got up and was doing,
roll the footage.
was doing the little train with the birthday girl and half her family. They was snaking through the audience, adding more people. They were on the dance floor. They was sweating by the time they got back to the table. It just was a good time. It really was just a good time.
I don't want to add anything to it. I think
you don't?
I think that's what happened.
Okay.
What
stood out
was
to you?
so amazing to me about that night, as you said, no one except the young lady who invited Mackenzie and the bartender. The bartenders spoke English.
Oh.
Other than that, we spoke, no one spoke English to us, but the love, the respect that they had for this young lady who's Quinceañera, it was, and her family's just love for her communicated the music, as the young people say, the vibes, communicated respect. We felt welcome, the smiles, the food communicated, you're welcome. They say in the Baptist church, we knew we were welcome when we walked in the front door. So if they would have let me give the response to the welcome.
Oh my God.
So I was looking around this room of our Hispanic brothers and sisters, and it occurred to me, we are no different than these people.
Yeah.
We don't speak the same language.
Right.
We don't have the same food, culture, traditions, dishes, but we both are strangers in a foreign land. Our oppressor sees us both the same, as a threat, as a nuisance, as disposable. And so even though we didn't speak the same language, I felt at one with my Hispanic brothers and sisters. And I said, before the year is out, we're going to find another quinceañera, and I'm going to have some square toe cowboy boots on. I'm going to have a plaid shirt with a bubble vest and a cowboy hat. And I've never had Modelo's before Saturday night, but bring me another Modelo. I gotta show you the picture.
I literally was like, what's happening right now? I'm so
The lady walked
confused.
up to us and was like, she had the drinks in her.
Yeah, they kept serving
like,
us all night. I was like, I'm fine.
And I was like,
I turned back around. It's 2 Modelos on the table. I'm like, we don't even drink this. What's happening?
I must become all things to all men that I might. So I asked the lady, like, I put my wallet out, like, how much? She was like, no. I was like, what? I said, we can't disrespect the woman, the honoree on tonight. She would want us on her 15th birthday.
On her 15th birthday.
She would want us.
That's what she
I don't want to offend.
Interesting.
So
that's how you be
anyway, they had roasted smothered chicken. Then the next meal was...
It kind of tasted like Marry Me chicken. That's probably what I would classify it as, with some really good mashed potatoes. And they weren't instant. They were actually fresh mashed potatoes. I could tell. Some fresh steamed vegetables that were steamed appropriately. They weren't mushy. They still had texture. They had good flavor.
Moving on. And tacos. We stayed so long.
And the bread was delicious.
Second meal.
I know they did. They brought us tacos, fresh tortillas. They was like, what kind of meat you want?
The Lord want us to stay. Like, it's not over. Ain't no party like a Hispanic party, because the Hispanic party don't stop.
The party started at 7. We stayed till 11, and they was like just starting to turn up.
And I didn't have to go to service anymore. I had to preach anymore. So
I asked Mackenzie, I said, how long is this event? She said it's till 2 a.m. I said, oh, baby. I said, we can't stay that late.
So we'll tell you this, and we'll get into our content for tonight.
Yeah.
The bartender says, I really think that these are more for the adults than they are for the children. And I said, I will toast to that.
Oh my God. Crazy.
So, we ended up, the vibe got so heavy. They started playing that music with the accordion, and that bass went on the one, boom, boom, boom. And we
now
got
they
on the dance floor.
they subs was beating so hard I could feel it in my chest.
Yeah, if you had asthma,
we wouldn't buy them at all. We was not by.
You're supposed to feel bass, not hear it. And we felt that bass beating. They had that building jumping like a little rider on a Dr. Dre video. So we enjoyed our first quinceañera.
Yes, we had a great time.
And if you have any relatives, any people you know that are having one, inbox me. Let me know. We'll bring a gift. Mm-hmm. I don't want to miss the next one. I had okay. So
maybe that's how people feel when they say, I want to be invited to the cookout.
To the cookout.
Makes sense.
Now, it depends on what family you come from. Some families really do get down at the cookout, but sometimes people just be sitting and judging and looking. And this quinceañera,
it was a good time.
Then we got on the floor after the train was over. We're standing on the floor and I'm listening to the next instructions as if I can understand them. I'm really just trying to discern what he's saying. And everybody gets in the line. So me and Matt get in the line and I'm like, she's like, what are we going to do? I said, we're just going to do whatever they do. And they did the electric slide. They did it, they did
the electric slide to the Hispanic version of Achy Breaky Heart.
Achy Breaky Heart. Wow. I was like, oh, I know these moves.
Yeah, because we knew the beat. I knew the beat, and I was like, oh, that's Achy Breaky Heart. Oh, but they're singing it in Spanish. Okay, cool.
So you don't need to know the lyrics when the vibe is the same. Moving on. So last episode, if you haven't watched last episode, I think that you really need to listen to that content in its entirety. We titled it, remember what we titled it? Why Did I Get Married?
Yes. And we asked some
intense. Marcus has been, these questions. Shorts don't do the conversation justice. So in short, we talked about the real reason why some people feel the necessity.
Yeah.
And it almost started me to really consider or even reconsider like the name of our platform. I still think it is fitting, but I think that it's our heart that we make it known and very clear that marriage is not like a club. Like there's who's in and who's out.
Right.
And so we'll keep it the same, but I think that we want you to know it's not an exclusion. You know, marriage is not a group that only, you know what I'm saying? But if you do decide to participate in marriage.
Some people are mature enough not to get married because they know they won't be a good partner. Let me just say it like that. Let's just cut the fat off.
No, I don't want you to cut the fat. So what she said. So the first episode, we talked about why did we get married? And we posed the question, which I thought was, remember the question we posed? That was like the question of that episode. We got stuck on that episode.
Wasn't a factor.
If religion wasn't a factor.
Would you have gotten married when you did?
Yep.
And would you have married who you married?
All right. So your short answer was?
Yes, I didn't feel any pressure to get married.
And my answer was?
No, because he felt tons of pressure to get married.
Why you keep answering for me for that question? The answer is no. So we won't go into that now. Go back and watch the last episode.
Yes, because we go into detail.
We flush it out. But there's one thing that I want to clarify that I spoke to. I'll add more to it, then I'll take it back.
Okay.
And then we're going to move. I think we have 4 more tonight. So we did the last episode. We addressed these questions. If you had a hall pass, and we defined what a hall pass is. A hall pass is an intentional moment of permission, either within you or within your relationship, that allows a person to express or explore what's truly in their heart without punishment, without fear, or without judgment. I got to do a whole post on that. That is so that was the foundation of our episode last time and this time. So we asked these questions. The first question was, if you had a hall pass, to be completely honest, why did you really get married? Why didn't you just live together? Why didn't you just stay boyfriend and girlfriend? Why didn't you just stay boyfriend and boyfriend, girlfriend and girlfriend? Why did you choose the institution? Why did you choose to put the man in the middle? Number 2, with hall pass honesty. No judgment, no fear, no punishment. How much did your upbringing shape your decision to get married? more than your own desires.
I don't remember us even answering that one last time. I think you hopped to 3.
You know what that question made me think about?
What?
Coming to America.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you thought about that scene where they bring Hakeem and this woman who is his wife to be in the room?
When he does?
Yeah.
When he said, "Can you excuse us for a moment?"
When they're in that room,
and he takes her to that
what
side
did you
room?
think as a woman, as a young lady, when you first saw Coming to America? How did you interpret that scene?
Well, I feel like she spoke to it. Like he wanted to make that message abundantly clear. Like she was raised and groomed to know every single thing that he liked. But in that process of brainwashing, it did not leave space for her to figure out who she was.
So how did you see that as a young lady, as a kid, or whatever age you were when you first saw? So you shook your head at that like it ain't?
Like, why would you, like, okay, for me, I can't think of a monetary number that is worth, like, me having to just completely be like, okay, I'm going to cook this because you like this. I'm going to do this because you like this. I'm going to do, what? Like,
just
what about me? Yeah, like it's no, wow. To me, it's not genuine at all. It's just like,
when I first saw it, even up until I hadn't thought about it, but for years after I saw Coming to America for the first time and thereafter, I could not understand why he's turning down this fine chocolate sister who's wanting to do whatever I'm like, man, you bugging. But as an
y'all
adult,
hear religion speaking.
Don't you do it. She's supposed to submit. Oof. As an adult, as I have studied the scriptures and humanity, and I have a new understanding of the love of God and free will, I see and that movie and deconstructed and reconstructed. Yeah. We can't just tear it down. We have to rebuild something. Yeah. How I see the scriptures, how I see humanity, how I see myself, and how I see God now. I completely see that entire movie through a completely different lens. No one in their sober mind, I believe, this is from my lens, wants to be with someone who is there as a robot. You could just go back. I'm not gonna do it.
You know, another thing that I think was really pivotal in that movie
What?
Is when he said, well, it's the law. Who am I to change it? And the wife said, I thought you were the king. Meaning like we have the right to change stuff that is not correct. You know, we don't have to just keep complying to something. Once you've been illuminated that this ain't the way for everybody.
No, I guess I gotta do a big potato. So that was our dialogue for that question that she says we missed.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. We could stay there all night. We could
lean in, but you know.
We gotta roll. The next question was that we discussed on last episode. If you could admit it without judgment, what were you hoping marriage would fix inside of you? Was it identity? Was it loneliness? Stability? Was it spiritual guilt? I want you to say a thought on this, and we're going to get with tonight's 3 points. When I read stuff that I've written or read stuff that I have read, at this time in my life, it seems like I get new meaning.
Absolutely.
On the stuff that I've seen and read for years, especially movies.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I just read that, if you could admit it, like if we would be honest, and I think we touched on this last episode, I want you to give a thought. I really think that sometimes our disappointment within the marriage or in the relationship runs so deep because it is not about the event that happened in the moment. They call it a trigger, but it is because it's a deep disappointment to an area of our life that we have never been able to get that itch scratched. Does that make sense?
Say it a different way.
So like you being late picking me up from work, or me being late picking you up from work, it's not the fact that you were late. It's the fact that I was left as a child. It's the fact of
all the memories, that comes up with
and
it.
I think that in our relationships, we really, a lot of us who are in marriage counseling and trying to work it out and trying to figure out, do I want to stay with this or not? We are having to wrestle with those, and we've had to come through this place before in our deconstruction without no middleman trying to manipulate the relationship. Like, why did I marry you?
Yeah.
And can I get you to do what I want you to do? Do I love you just as you are?
Listen.
So I ain't gonna say them on that. So I think that the deep disappointment in a lot of our relationships that come through those phases are, we have to reckon with the fact that, like, what I got in this to scratch, what itch I got in this to scratch, it ain't scratching it. And that's a real place we got to ask ourselves, like,
it is.
Okay, if you're not going to scratch it, how am I going to get it scratched? Because I'm not going to move through this life without this itch. Getting it scratched. I like to talk.
Yeah. I think, though, are we asking ourselves before we enter into marriage, if this person never does this for me, will I be okay?
That's a real place.
You know what I mean? I feel like we just are on such a high, and, all the things that society says about love and marriage, like, I feel like it's easy to get sucked up into that whirlwind or that fantasy. And when sobriety hits, then you're looking at it like, how did I miss this? And
why did I get into this? And I think that those questions that we just asked earlier start to come up.
Yeah.
Did I participate in this? Did I choose this man? Did I choose this woman? Because all the fat, as you said earlier, comes off of it.
Yeah.
And
when people say, "Who are you?" You're not who I married. You're deceiving me. Did I though? Now, don't get me wrong. Some people can be very deceptive. Now, I'm not, trying to knock anybody or anything, but a lot of times there are signs that we are overlooking
and don't even know to look. Haven't been so.
Yeah.
This is why we say it's for grown. It's for what we're saying is it is for the mature,
right?
The mentally mature, emotionally mature, and it doesn't mean that you have to enter into it mature,
right?
But I will tell you this: that if you're gonna make it to the finish line,
you better be mature, baby.
If not,
because it'll chew you up and spit you out.
It's gonna grow you up. So what you
hopefully. Or make you forfeit.
So what you see on this couch is not two people that have all the answers, but it is really what we can vouch for. We forgot to say in the last episode, 18 years in the game. We almost the wide receiver numbers.
Yeah.
18 years in the game.
Lord help.
She's not the same woman.
Yeah, no.
I'm not the same man. And that is the beauty.
You remember what you said to me the other night?
What?
You was like, you used to like extra cup, but now you don't want that, are you? Like, everything about us has changed. It's crazy.
And I'm not talking about Jermaine Hawkins either. I'm talking about real change. Okay, so let's get into tonight. I think we've got three good ones.
Let's do it.
I want to bring up the point that I almost forgot. My brain's good tonight. I was talking to an really older brother of mine. I think he's in his 50s. Another state. Those of you trying to figure out who it is, if he got hair or not, if he got long toes. He's in a different state.
Long toes is wild.
Just trying to what color car he drive. And he's on his second. He's twice divorced. And we were having this conversation about him on his comeback and wanting to get married again after 2 failed attempts. And I just asked him some questions, not to persuade one way or the other, but just really asking him these questions that came up in this dialogue from these 2 episodes. And I'm like, what's the reason? Okay, let me say this. Then we're going to move. What's good tonight? Marriage originally.
Okay.
First of all, God ain't wrote no marriage contract.
Oh, Lord.
God has not taken the divine's his finger. and wrote a marriage contract.
This is true.
That's our doing.
Man-made.
Marriage initially was not about love. If you go back to the origin of it, it was about power. It was about resource.
It was transactional.
Land acquisition and transaction. Okay.
Dowry is payment for something. And the bride had to have a dowry.
I wish I had my mic. What we have evolved it into is love and romance.
I'm thankful for the evolution though.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it.
'Cause
I bring up the origin of this thing that we're calling marriage, especially in the West. It is completely, the woman did not have say so. It wasn't, this was patriarchy was the name of the game.
Yeah.
Men ruled the show. Okay. So anyway, I'm bringing that up because what we see in marriage now, there are some beautiful evolutions, but there are also some just the origin has changed. And so when we're talking about middle class folk, people who are trying, now there are some beauty. We don't have time to go into the beauties of marriages. I believe that two is better than one. I can argue for marriage, the institution of marriage, but we can also scrutinize some of the things that have happened within the institution of marriage, how we have it framed. Anyway.
That's true.
I was asking him, are you wanting to remarry for the sake of acceptance within the church? You don't want to be shacking? Or are you marrying for companionship? Is it a friend that you need? Is it a special friend that you need? Or do you really need the ink? What is it? Cause you open either way.
I feel like that age range though, like they not willing to like move in and live with each other like that. Like for them, a special friend is just that, all right, friend, I'll see you later. Like, why you keep trying to stay tonight? You just my friend. I'll see you later. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like they looking for a higher level of commitment.
And when you're not even our age, we're going to go younger. We're uncle and aunt tonight.
Oh, Lord.
20s,
he going to make me be old, Joe. Yeah. I don't want to be old.
Typically in your 20s, you looking for who got that hammer, whose booty is high. I almost said somebody this case here. Who's got the BBL? Like who's, is he circumcised or not? Like, we ask some, questions, but it's
the season of exploration in your 20s. You're trying to discover everything.
When you start moving into your 40s and your 50s, now some people who have been, raised, but predominantly when you get to your 50s, there's a young lady there's a mother that we know whose husband passed away and he was in the military. His benefits are her benefits.
That's true.
If she remarries, she loses her deceased husband's benefits. Now you think if she's trying to be out here dating and on the road to remarrying, the question of what do your health benefits look like aren't a question, and this woman is retired.
Yeah.
Please, it is so from people who are 20s versus people who are in their 50s, marriage and the reason for marriage is completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
Healthcare. This orange man in the White House is destroying healthcare.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, so that's where this conversation about why did I get married? That's how it kind of was birthed. Like, what are we doing it for?
Right.
And what's the motive? What's the motive? And is the reason why the previous two marriages failed, has that been understood? Has that been, there's no reason to go downtown and sign your name in the ink and merge mortgages and leases and cars. Cause I might hate you in a week,
Some people be in such a rush, they go to another state, bro. That's wild.
Don't you do it.
I just thought about that like in real time.
Before the ink dry on that divorce paper, we can just go to Arkansas. Can't wait to have you.
My mom did that one
But
time.
sometimes the old psalmist decreed and declared, removing is cheaper to keep her. And you ain't getting beat on. We got to add all these. So anyway, let's go tonight. We got 3 questions.
Yes.
Number 1. So those of you who are not married, scrutinize it. Mm-hmm. Ask yourself, look down through your family line. Look down through the other person who is the potential's family line. Mm-hmm. What's the purpose? Yeah. Do we have a purpose together? Ooh, I wish I could tell you what's on my brain so you could say it. There are some couples that started on the rocks.
Lord.
Because of religion, because of, they felt that they needed to, they had to, I should say. Yeah. That when you have hard times, like when we had hard times, we had a baseline of let's try to get back to the time that it was just me and you, and we was just woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, we were friends though.
We knew that there was a place between you and I that existed that I don't want to kill you and you don't want to kill me. Like there was a time that we really genuinely enjoyed before the kids. Yes. I was living in an efficiency apartment. She would come over to my house with a skirt on without no panties on. I was like, man, let's get back. You serious right now? Let me telling it. And
first of all, it wasn't a skirt. It was a summer dress.
I was trying to get
and I am very free in a lot of ways. Hey. So it was not just because I was coming to see him. That is how I went through the whole day.
Anyway, I had no cable.
You gonna say it like, I just came through for a drive-by. What?
I did not get to taste and see before we got married. I tried.
He did not try.
Don't do it. Thank you. Don't
he
say
didn't
no more.
try.
Anyway, what I'm saying is.
You were wholesome. That's a good thing.
Don't tell my business.
Yeah, he was
What
wholesome.
I'm saying is, there are couples that have never had a euphoria season. Yeah. And I think that it's hard to fight through the changes and the turbulent times in the marriage and the relationship because there's no
it can't be
baseline.
All bad. Yeah.
There's no baseline.
Good and bad, better and worse. Yeah. Like, you got to have a balance with it.
So I'm thankful for like humble beginnings with us. And what we found out is that if we lose it all.
We did have humble beginnings.
Yeah. I ain't gonna holler on this couch.
Man, that's crazy though, ain't it? Ain't that crazy?
I ain't gonna do it, Marcus. It's coming. So, yeah. If we lose it all,
we still.
I'm glad to know.
Boom.
We can rock with each other. We know how to do it. Yeah. What I think Paul hit it right. He said, "I know how to live a base, and I know how to floss, and I know how to eat beans." But I think that it is so beautiful when you can rock with the person that you're rocking with through thick, and through thin. Thank God, we've been through thin.
Okay,
and God is enlarging our backs. We got to get these points. So. Point. I don't remember what.
I don't want my
this
back
is the last
large, 3. Y'all.
This is what you say. I thought I can't have me on tape.
That is precious, though.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Ooh, I had a tube TV. Yeah. No cable. We were watching movies on my PlayStation.
I was bringing my DVDs over, so we had movies to watch, and we would play my Wii. I would bring my Wii over. And we was hanging out.
Come on, 18 years. Yeah. Come on, we got that's why you drawn to us because we got it out the mud. Okay. My rent was $440 a month. Yeah. And I was struggling. I was God, how are we gonna pay it?
We can see the whole apartment from the front door. Literally our whole apartment. But we love that little space.
To impact couples around us in our city. Yeah. And around the nation. To have touched couples it's just amazing to know that God can take crazy, no information, and just mold it. Yeah. Woo!
He took a religious church event.
Oh my God.
And a hippie.
and made it work. And the two should become.
Talk about yin and yang, but it's been fun.
So that was a hope moment. Yeah. for you to know, like, with all of these hard conversations, we've talked about our parents dying, like who don't like who, bad credit, debt. If I die first, if you're going to get remarried, if she died first, like what woman I'm going to have at the funeral? Cause I'm not going to be sleeping alone. Okay. A public service announcement. God forbid something happened to my wife. I don't believe in sleeping alone. I don't believe in it. Now he struggles. I'm going to be crying and grieving and hugged up with some thighs somewhere. I'm just telling you right now. And you can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it. I'm going to be okay. So anyway.
And I told him, do whatever you need to do. I won't be here.
I'm going to be discreet. I don't want the kid. I don't want to see a new woman coming in and out of the house. My kids are still grieving their mom. But please understand. My need, God shall supply all of my needs.
Our kids already know though, because we told them. Well, we just honest and open, so.
I'm not going to be around here all back. No. I'm made for companionship.
You're right. 18 years. Question for tonight.
All right. You just going down the rabbit trail. We got it. Then you can't sit me down. What
they know why you have a smile on your face
about marriage? Ain't no woman like the one I got.
They know.
Now listen, you've been with somebody 18 years and both of them smiling. Somebody doing something right. I'm just tooting both horns tonight. Somebody's doing something right.
I'm pretty sure
you can't be with somebody 18 years and smiling and laughing and kicking and enjoying it.
This is true.
Man.
I'll give you that. That's true.
You need to hear what we're telling you. Like, I'm for real. Like, it's real.
Very embarrassed right now.
You got to do your work. But well, we got a date tonight. Okay.
We'll get to it. He's already started.
About the date is already started. It's pre-game.
We already started.
What belief? I want you to answer this. What belief about marriage from church, from the culture, or from family created the most turmoil once we were actually in the covenant?
Okay, say it one more time.
What belief about marriage?
Ooh, okay.
Either from church, culture, or family, CCF, created the most turmoil once we actually got in the covenant of marriage. We do believe that marriage is a covenant.
Right.
And that ain't changing.
Absolutely.
You need to be a woman, a man of your word. All right. What'd you say? You said family? Speak on it.
Most definitely. I mean, I just saw a lot of failed relationships. So I already had like some internal preset laws that I wasn't even fully aware that I was operating by.
In your family?
No, like I had made laws based on what I saw my family do. And really unbeknownst to me until one of our arguments, I had taken on some of those traits that I really despised. So I would say that created the most turmoil because it created like this unrest on the inside of me. Because it was like, I don't want to be like them, but I'm seeing their reflection in some of my actions and behaviors. And I didn't have the verbiage to communicate that to you effectively early on in our marriage. So it was just like, I hate me, I hate you, I hate everybody. Why are we married? Why do we do this? Like it was just, I can remember one night in particular, I just called myself really being done. Now I'm not a quitter and I'm so competitive, like to a fault. And I'm sitting in my car like, why did I say yes to this man? Like I'm like having to remind myself, okay, why did I commit to this? Like,
I think every couple has been to that place.
Yeah. Cause we're like, I feel like we're arguing every day. Like we can't get on the same page. Like I thought we had stuff in common. Was I tripping? Like what's going on? And I'm just sitting in my car like, am I going in there? Like I'm sitting right in front of our apartment. Like he could have opened the window or the door and he would have been looking right at me. I'm sitting right in front, I'm sitting right in front of the apartment. And I'm like, I don't know that I can keep doing this. Like, like I could have screamed just to try to relieve some of the pressure because there were so many things being challenged all at once. And I was just like, but I would definitely say family.
Wow.
Yeah. Cause like you see dysfunction and you like, oh, I'll never be that. Like, especially as a kid seeing an adult So it was like, as an adult, it's like, okay, well, I can't blame nobody for this. This is just me and him. So this got to be our dysfunction. And even if they, you know, fed into it or poured into it or taught it, I'm still choosing to live with it and by it. So yeah.
And I think I want to add a, just kind of a wisdom nugget for any couples or individuals who are watching this that heard what she just said about that part, you know, when you sit in the driveway and you ask yourself, do I really want to go in here? And we did it and we didn't know that it was vital to do, but both of us at different parts of our journey in this relationship went within to investigate why is what this individual doing causing me to feel this way, causing me to respond this way. And what is my piece? What is my involvement within myself before we start pointing the finger, before we start trying to divorce and go out and cheat and get justification. And we've got to go within and investigate, because Cat Williams said, wherever you go, you are there.
Well,
you're not running from you. So I know that like in this generation, in this culture, the cutoff is very heavy and boundaries are very heavy. But what is inside you is going with you
everywhere you go,
wherever you go, or whoever you go with, whoever you, I will say something appropriate. So just remember that. Let me answer.
So for the chronic complainers.
Yeah.
That always have something negative to say and something's always wrong everywhere they go, it is safe to say you're the problem.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Now, you know about it. Let me answer it. Then we'll move what belief about marriage and church.
What would you say?
I think I'm going to have to say church. Y'all, like, you already know.
And you should go back and listen to the other episode, because he explains how he was begging someone to marry him.
My youth pastor.
Girlfriend in the 10th grade.
Please marry her.
10th grade. I was 15 in the 10th grade. We have a 15-year-old daughter. Can you imagine her?
She's in the 5th.
She's 15. I was, well, some people are 16, but I was 15 in the 10th grade.
Marry us. If he would have married us, I would have don't tell nobody. But anyway, it created turmoil because I believed that I was not in good standing with God, primarily because of my sexuality. And I felt that the only way that I could solve this issue in my hormones with my girlfriend was to get married. That's the only solution. Now I'm going to be
forgetting the fact that hormones are raging because it's transitioning you from a boy to a man.
I was out here bad. Like, y'all we'll have to do another episode on, I got to sign a consent, have to sign something, but
NDA.
We were out here really, and every time the altar call was given, every time somebody talking
Come on, show your cry face. Just broken.
Filthy rag, wretch undone. Like, God, that song, I'm sorry, forgive me, clean me. All of his, oh Lord, I sinned. You still calling my name. That song was my repentance song. Like,
you're not listening. I don't know that song you just referenced.
Oh Lord, I sinned, but you still call.
I'm not sure she like that, y'all. I don't know that song. I still have no clue what you're talking about.
I just got through. And you still calling my name. Anyway.
Okay.
So when you talk about turmoil, and then we've talked about this, the rapture, the only solution, not Jesus, not the way of Jesus, not I'm made in the image of God. The only way that I can get in right standing with God, because I can't stop. I've prayed thrice. I've asked him to take this thorn from me.
God, I just would like to thank you.
And I cried and I prayed
on this episode for teaching me relationship and not religion.
But but all things work together. I got to test. So anyway, such turmoil.
You was happy for this hippie to pop your cherry, wasn't you?
So the turmoil inside of me was predominantly because of religion and some of the harm that was taught to me and insinuated to me about God.
Which really like sheds light on why you wanted so much conformity from me in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
He was like, oh my God, you breaking all the rules. I'm like, what rules? What we talking about? Who? Where? Where's the laws? Where the rules? What?
They said
you can't wear that. You can't. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
And what I realized, let me just say the second point, then we can pop off. No one, let me just speak to the camera, zoom in. No one has a heaven or a hell. No one is your judge, your jury, your executioner. Like,
I want to be so petty right now, but I'm gonna hold it.
When your grandmother was in the hospice and she was actively passing, I already knew it, but it was like God was confirming and reiterating to me
absolutely
what everybody thought, what everybody felt, what she wore, where she lived, who she married, who she didn't marry. None of that mattered. And when I'm on my deathbed, whatever age it is, I want to have said everything that I wanted to say.
Absolutely.
I want to have lived my life out loud to the fullest without worrying about what niggas think, because
it don't matter.
It's not changing your pocket. Like so when I say whom the Son has set free is free indeed. We more free. I can only speak for you two choice. I am the most free that I ever have been in my life. Now watch, I gotta add this caveat with that.
Yeah.
I gotta get it off my chest.
Get it off your chest, Daddy.
There are some people who I owe an ass whooping to.
I didn't know you was going to say that when I just encouraged this. Sorry.
There are some people who I would like to really test that jaw. But because of the love of God in my freedom, I have chosen, because of the way of love, not to. So I just want to add, when you hear us, cussing and talking and speaking free and popping off, we are free, but love is still the mission.
Absolutely.
There was this lady today that just kept on pushing them buttons, and I said, you remind me of somebody that I really love, and I'm not gonna give it to you because, I just gave her a break today. I said, you remind me of somebody who and I know that you can't help it. I'm just gonna give you a pass. Had I not been able to use somebody in her slot of love, by 10 o'clock. Anyway, I'm done. You want to say something? Did I just say what I said? I owe God a praise, and I owe somebody an ass whooping. But because I love Him,
we praise God for freedom
because
and
I
liberty.
love God.
Listen,
I don't want to do no harm. Now that don't mean I won't do nothing tomorrow, but we ain't got bail money. And we ain't got, come on. Listen, I'm gonna have to stay over the weekend.
You be with your feet crossed like this, just kicking it like, it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. I'd be like, oh my God.
The temperance of God has just held us together. And so even in our liberty, even in our deconstruction and our understanding of God and searching the scriptures thoroughly for ourselves, and this liberation that we preach and that we've discovered in this grace.
Absolutely.
Love is still key.
Always the mission.
Love is still key. And that's why we still together.
Yeah. When you free, it's easy to give people grace. You be like, oh, they don't know no better. Let me go on and enjoy the rest of my day.
Be it resolved. Okay, anything you want to add before we move to the next two?
I think you covered it.
All right, I'm done for the night. Second from the last. If you had a hall pass to express your heart right now, how have the reasons you stay married changed from the reasons you started?
I think when I started, the focus was just merely what do I want? I think it was a more narrow lens. And I think that the longer that we've been married, because things have been added to our marriage, because, we've intertwined ourselves, and integrated our families and had children and had gains and had losses and had gains, you know what I mean? So all of those things, now it's like, okay, but wait, now we're talking about my investment. And If you know anything about investments, people don't play about their investments. Just because the stock market changed don't mean you go run and pull out all your money. Sometimes you got to ride that wave out. And just wait a second. It's going to go on and push right back up where it's supposed to be. So I just feel like that's a good example of how marriage can be sometimes. Like you can really forfeit what's really for you, like being in a rush to get out. Now, there are reasons and circumstances for people to leave. You know what I mean? And we're not trying to tell y'all not to, but we're just saying like every day is not going to be perfect. But when you wake up in the morning, you make a choice to choose that person again.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I think the reason has changed for me. Initially, it was
knocking boots all night long.
I ain't saying no more about knocking boots. That's enough. I didn't give y'all enough.
But it's the truth.
Parental advisor. My fear was like God's punishment.
Because he wanted to knock boots all night long.
Well, I feared that because I believed that God put me with you to leave you or for you to leave me, that also would have been God's disapproval and punishment to ensue afterward.
Okay.
Now, my reason for staying is because I love you.
That's so sweet.
So Marcus said it the other day. He was like, you know what?
Okay.
You can stay up as long as you want. Now you got consequences there. So what I'm saying is that
the next day.
The consequences are still there.
Right. But we have the choice to do it if we want to.
So like I'm with you because I genuinely love you and I don't want to do things that harm you.
Right.
Because I see God in you.
Absolutely.
So it was as I just thought about the scripture.
Come on, share.
Jesus said, I give you a new law. You've heard the 10 commandments, thou shalt. He said, but I give you a new one, love. That love solves. And if I won't steer from you, if I love you, I won't lie on you if I love you. So all the law, what'd you say?
I won't hurt you if I love you.
I won't hurt you. Come on, Hezekiah. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. So even though I owe some, I have feelings of aggression sometimes. Some weeks are better than the other.
He has some justifiable reasons to let people know about themselves.
Love
covers it.
So my reason when we first got married was fear of the punishment of God. Now my reason for staying is love. I believe in love. And I believe that love just gonna do what love does. And I don't want to hurt love.
Yeah.
So not only do I love you, I believe and know that you love me. And it's just a mutual.
Exactly.
You got freckles, I got freckles. I always say we look like so, Anywho. All right. The last one. This has been good. This is Marcus. We had some moments on this one. You was popping out this.
Whatever.
Yeah. What?
You've been popping off this one. I was popping off the last one.
I did.
Okay. We tagged each other in. We tagged each other in.
True. Look. That about that.
From Saturday.
What truth about your inner world are you scared? Are you afraid to tell me? And what would it take to feel safe enough to say it?
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a few things to say.
One. What truth?
What truth about your inner world are you still afraid to tell you?
That's a good.
Or tell your spouse or your partner or your whoever you want to put there. And what would it take to feel safe enough to say it?
Ooh, I got one.
I would like to say safety starts within.
What'd you say?
I would like to say safety starts within. And a lot of times people's fear of sharing who and what they are is really a projection of internal unrest. So if I don't feel safe and comfortable with my truth, I am going to struggle to share that truth with anybody else. I'm just saying. I have told some people some stuff that's true about me and they be like, I'm like, What's your mouth open for? It's my story. It's my life.
This is my story. This is my song.
They think that's just a song. But when you have a revelation that this is my journey and you can't, it's my journey. These are my life lessons, tailor-made for me by the Creator.
It's my flavor.
Okay. This is my journey. He already knew I was going to be here doing what I was doing when I did it. And already has grace applied for it. I'm just saying.
Y'all don't want to hear that. Half of them do want to hear that. And half of y'all don't.
If we say that he died on the cross for us over 2,000 years ago. Let me say it one more time.
Well, I hear you.
If we say and believe that he died on the cross over 2,000 years ago for the remission of sins, I want to challenge all the Christians in the room.
Oh, Lord, okay. You challenge me, man.
If we believe that, then we already know that there is grace for every mistake that we have ever made and will ever make, because it was a finished work. Ain't that what the church people like to say? It was finished at Calvary. So finish means complete. It means done. It means taken care of.
It's already done.
I'm not going to say dinner is done and then serve raw meat. It means I've already prepared it. It's already been taken care of. All you have to do is sit down and consume it.
I'm trying not to go. I'm trying not to go through. I'm trying not to go to my studies, but you got me stirred up.
I'm just saying, like,
so yeah,
literally,
so
we got to do better.
Say it again. Safety what?
Safety starts within. And when we are not safe with ourselves, it's going to be next to impossible to not be in a state of fear, sharing your truth, your story with anybody else.
And I think that it's very difficult to create real safety for someone else when you don't have it, when you don't possess it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about a conversation that you and I had over the years, for years, and we were on a date night, just driving and talking. Her fears, her internal fears, my internal fears, and our inner world. What truth about your inner world are you afraid to tell me? Yeah. And we had shared it, and she couldn't see my side, I couldn't see her side. And just one night on a date, on a random date, just talking. Yeah. Because we had done our inner work as individuals, same conversation, same points, same position, same whatever, because of the inner work that she had done, because of the inner work that I had done, I heard her and she heard me, and we were able to see it from the other person's perspective. Yeah. And it was like, I get it. I can't feel the way about it that you feel about it. My experience is not your experience, but I get why that would be fearful to voice, to express. Yeah. So this goes back to my last statement that when we say in reference to our family or the people who have our last name, I don't like that they do this. I don't like how I grew up. I don't like how alcoholism, men running women or whatever, poverty, etc. The lack of the care of the health of yourself, health, bad eating habits, etc. One of the things that I think that is important for us to realize in my close is that people didn't just show up the way that they are. Yeah. There's a history.
There is.
The people in your family that you had those observations about, right? Some of that was out, a lot of that was out of survival. It was out of, we were in slavery. Yeah. And we were being raped, beaten, killed, starved, humiliated, and then harm, religious harm came on ships, some of them by the name of Jesus. Yeah. And there's no one to cry out to. There's no one that was coming to save us. And we've lived and just lived over it, a lot of us. And so when we get to 2025, when we get to the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, we are a lot of the times a byproduct of a harmful, traumatic, generation. So it just didn't start with so-and-so just don't like so-and-so. There's a system. There was a system at play, and there's a system still at play. And understanding that doesn't change it, but it helps us navigate and move through it and give grace that this individual is not just innately evil, that they are still the image of God. They're still the beloved of God.
That's good.
But something has happened to them. Something has been done to them.
Right. That
they might not even be aware that it's been done to them. So knowledge brings grief.
It does.
When you sit in therapy and you get a broader picture of why people and why we are the way that we are, every behavior has an origin.
Yeah.
It lends you to say, you know what, I'm going to give you a pass. Now, if you keep on.
Oh my God.
But I'm going to give you a pass because I know that, you know,
it's very reminiscent of forgive them for they know not what they do.
So that's what really grounds me. And that conversation that we had, I was just able to come to your side of the street. You was able to come to my side of the street.
It's a beautiful moment.
And when people that are in bondage meet people that are safe within themselves, when they hear them talk, when they hear them speak from a position of freedom, it just encourages.
It either encourages you or it will disrupt you and cause you to become enraged.
And I only want one or the other.
Freedom.
I don't want no in between.
Freedom.
So this was good. What truth about your inner world? Woo. One of my truths was that I was still in love with at least 2 women.
He was in love with some of his exes.
Some of my exes. All my exes. I do. So
I'm the only 10 he's ever had.
I was terrified. Say it again. Come on. Say it again. Say it again.
I ain't gonna be petty twice. But what I'm saying is true.
I was terrified to speak it. Didn't know it.
I actually had to call it out, and he was like, "Why would you be saying it? Because it's the truth."
Ooh. And then, so in order for me to.
Go ahead. In order for you to.
No, I want to hear.
No, go ahead.
In order for me to admit, now she called it out, but just because someone calls it out doesn't mean that the hearer is ready to own it.
Yes, or receive it.
Because when somebody says it's broke, to acknowledge that it's broke means now I got to do something about. And if I don't know what to do about it. If I don't know what to do about it, if I don't know what to do about it's broke, then I'm probably going to be reluctant to admit that it's broke. So I was like, no.
But honestly, what would have been beautiful for me in that moment, which we were young, we were immature. I just have always been discerning of what's going on with people. I've always been a people watcher. I've always just kind of been intuitive in that way. What would have been beautiful for me in that moment is for you to say just that though.
What? Oh, I don't know.
It's broken. However,
I was a kid.
I don't know what to do about this brokenness shit. I mean, I know that's why I said we was young, we was immature, so we, but
if we could, if 39-year-old Brittany could have went and got into 21-year-old Brittany's body.
Yeah.
Molly, you're in danger, girl.
No, I mean, truth be told, I would still marry you again, even if I had to go back and do it all over.
Tonight. So, this is grown folks
with all the ups and all the downs. Seriously, I would. I love you. I would do it again. Because some of those things I would not have learned. A lot of the things that have shaped and created who I am today is because of the things that we've gone through, experienced together at the hands of each other. It just was really illuminating.
That's why we almost 50 episodes deep, because of those crazy. So he really has made and is making all things work. Your trouble need to fill out a W-2 because he's making it work for your good. I-9. So, that's we would not have been able to have a story to tell So I'm not.
See, you thought you had to have a house with a 2-car garage and 2 cars, and you didn't even know God was writing your story.
Come on, I didn't even know there was a 5-car garage. Even though that was an option, I just 2-car garage was just the ballingest I've ever seen.
With 2 cars, and one of them you wanted to be an Impala. I was cracking up on the inside.
I want 2 Chevys, an Impala and a Tahoe.
Yeah, he did. He said, "I want 2 Chevys. I want an Impala and a Tahoe." And I was like, okay,
that's right. Yeah. I had it.
We had an Impala too.
We had. Wanna be a ball? It was silver.
Yeah,
it was shark skin.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna do it. So this episode is beautiful. I think that it was beautiful. I think that you said a lot of good nuggets.
Vulnerability is a strength. It's not a weakness.
You said, I think the bar that you dropped for me, we're going to talk about it over dinner. Safety.
Starts within.
You can't go buy no safety. If you don't feel safe within yourself, can't nobody make you. Do you feel safe with, now, like there are some people who can't go out to eat or be alone. For some people, being alone presents uncomfortable feelings.
Yeah.
But when you're safe within yourself, I'm just free. Now, I thought that I was me. Y'all thought that I was me 3 years ago.
Oh Lord,
I'm still holding back. I ain't all me yet behind on camera.
He a whole nother level.
I'm holding. Y'all probably get
What's
about.
the song? I'm on a whole nother level.
I probably got 50% more me. I'm holding it for y'all, but freedom feels 40%. Good.
You done bumped yourself up to about 60.
Every episode I give y'all a little bit. Yeah. If you picking up, we putting down. So this was good. Why did we get married?
Yeah.
And once you find out why you got married, do you want to stay married?
Well, and sometimes the truth is no, because you didn't really enter into it for the correct reasons. So it really doesn't have a solid foundation.
And we've had to go back to the origin, I don't know how many times, and just ask again with new information.
Right.
Presents new awareness. Knowledge, I don't think y'all heard who somebody said it. It can bring grief.
Yeah, you said it.
Because when you find out, you got to do something about what you know. So it's been beautiful. It has grown us up. The old saints used to say, I wouldn't take nothing from my journey. Out of all of the mishaps, I'm grateful for it all. Yeah. I think we are grateful for it all.
Absolutely.
Because we see, now if I didn't see the beauty in it, it was awesome. But
we wouldn't be here if you didn't see the beauty in it. Let me just put it like that.
We can talk to a lot of different types of people.
But I think most importantly, we can talk to each other about anything. And we just like, okay.
We grown. We're going to anyway.
It just creates such a peace to be in partnership and covenant with somebody who you can be your authentic self with.
Okay, last point. You said I like safety. When the inner turmoil, when you have found the source. Okay, you said I'm trying not to go.
Come on, just say it.
Okay. I gotta add this for somebody for the Bible brains.
Okay.
When we read from Genesis to
Revelation.
the New Testament, just the New Testament, humanity's understanding was that God wanted grain sacrifice, fruit sacrifice. Then it went to animal sacrifice. Then it went to human blood sacrifice. And humanity has always had this understanding then that God wanted blood. God sends Jesus to solidify, to stop the blood infatuation that humanity believed that God had. Let me send my son to do it once and for all to alleviate y'all's conscience that you are separated from God because God needs blood. Let me allow my son to shed his blood once and for all. And so I bring that up because whatever the source of your inner turmoil is, it will come up.
Yes, it will.
And it will come out in the relationship.
Yeah.
And I really believe that one of the prohibitors to the two becoming one is inner turmoil.
Yeah.
What happened to you, what didn't happen to you. So when we say marriage is for grown folks, you've got to address your inner turmoil.
Right.
And sex is not going to fix that. Trips to the Bahamas and to Jamaica, that's not going to fix that.
You'll have a good time, but all that turmoil is still there.
But if the inner turmoil is there, none of those things will solve inner turmoil. You must look at what happened to you. You must look at the system in which what happened to you in, and then understand that and work from that going forward, knowing that you are the beloved of God, you are the image of God, and that there is no issue between you and God, that the issue is in our head. Ooh, I got some stuff to say.
It is.
So the freedom that you see between her and I, as we found this out, as we've discovered this, as we've fumbled through and had counseling sessions and
made several mistakes.
We are here to tell you that if you want it to work, it can.
Yeah.
But you got to check the value system. You got to do some homework. You got to really have some hard conversations.
And don't assume that your values align with your partner. Like, really ask some intentional questions to find out if they align.
Last point. Did I say last point? We have a mission.
It's okay.
And I think that when a person has a mission, when you write this down, because I'm going to forget, I meant to do it this weekend. There's a movie called The Princess Bride, and the guy dies and he's on his deathbed, and they bring him to the witch doctor. They bring him to the person the potion maker. Okay. And they ask the person who's dead, "Hey, Sonny, what you got that's worth living for?" And he says, "True love." That the reason why I want to get up from this death that I'm in.
Oh, Lord.
Because there's somebody that I love, and I got some unfinished business that I need to finish. They raised him up. The man he didn't want to raise him up.
We need to watch it.
We need to watch. Yeah. So anyway, when you have a mission, when you have a purpose, life is not all about partying and, doing whatever it is you want to do. We were born for a reason.
That's right.
So not with all that we've said tonight, there's a reason that you understand and know why you were born. Yeah. And I know why I was born. And because we know that, whatever happens, whoever comes, whoever leaves, whoever dies, whoever's behind, I don't get to.
Oh my God. Okay, guys.
We were born for a reason, and we were born for the time that we are alive.
That's right.
So this is what we say is marriage is for grown folks. Okay, let's say it again. Marriage
is for grown folks.
This has been a good episode.
You was popping off tonight. Yeah.
I did cuss once.
It's okay. Be you.
Be you. The shirts that we had on, not the one that she had on, the one that you had the black one, the one that I had on with the lime green. Remember that shirt from last episode? Those, we still have a few left. So if you would like one of those, they're oversized,
acid wash,
thick
Lucia
tees.
I'm gonna tell you something. Lucia.
So if you would like one, I know someone who created
the plug.
I got a plug.
You know the plug.
I got a plug.
Okay.
And we'll get you one.
Yeah.
But for those of you who have cashed apped and just supported and shared and most importantly have had conversation, that's the whole point.
That's the point.
So until next episode, we got to do something big for 50. Maybe we'll go live or something. Or we'll cut up.
Maybe we'll do an after dark episode.
Ooh,
That's something
for 50.
that's something we ain't never did.
We've been in the game 50. Okay, Marcus, hold us to it. Now listen.
Send us all your questions, comments, and concerns. You know, he been kind of cutting loose here lately. So we'll answer all of y'all's questions.
I got some stuff to say.
We know.
You do? All right, we got to get on this.
I feel my cheeks getting rosy tonight. So, yeah.
Oh, really? What part? Now, you usually don't get rosy. What part?
I know. I really don't. No.
What part?
We'll talk.
No, Mark, do you remember? All right, y'all. Peace. We'll see you next episode.
Bye.